Ready. Who could be?
Well, too bad.
What was that?
You ready? Too bad.
Too bad.
Okay.
You good there, Tom? All right. Well, hello, welcome to Entertain This, a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Hayden. With me, I have Mitch.
Hello.
And Tam.
Hi, Tam.
Our 12-year-old friend.
Yeah,
sorry.
the guy who constantly farts for our intro. Like that's something new. We've heard your complaints about that. Just find Tom's Twitter and see if you can harass him about it. Oh, wait, he doesn't have
Good
one.
luck finding my Twitter.
All right. Before we get started with my double whammy punishment, Mitch, social media.
You can go to entertainthispodcast.com, which will take you to our Entertain This Facebook group and page. You can also go to Twitter, which is @thisentertain, or our Instagram, which is @entertain.this.
Okay, I had to watch two movies. The first movie I had to watch was called Adventures in Dino City?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so let me start with that one. This was a 1994 movie.
While you're looking that up, just so you
92
know,
movie.
did you recognize the little kid, Omri Katz?
No.
He's the same guy from Hocus Pocus that was lighting the candle.
Oh,
That's the same kid.
He was the virgin.
Zachary.
Zachary.
Yeah.
Or not Zachary.
What was his name in that movie?
I don't even remember.
That'd be a good trivia
Hocus
question.
Pocus was definitely an upgrade for him.
Yeah.
So this was a 1992 movie, and it was made by,
A man.
actually, the Disney Channel distributed it at one point. But let's just go ahead and say it was made by the United Kingdom.
It was made by England. The country got together and went, we're going to make a movie. Aren't we? We're going to do a film, and you're going to line up in a queue and watch it, aren't you?
Everybody who is listed in the production/direction of this movie
Has obnoxious English names.
does not have a Wikipedia link, so
Okay.
There's no hyperlinks. The
No.
names are all in black letters and not blue.
that's right. So the plot of this movie, well, three kids are hanging out doing what cool kids do, I guess in high school. I don't really know what their age is.
I don't know.
Old enough for the girl to be like, sexified at some point in the movie, but that's besides the point. I'll get to that in a minute. But these three kids, they're like watching cartoons about dinosaurs, and they're super into it. Like the dinosaurs
High
do
school
this,
kids.
yeah, they do this dance.
Well, the one kid's a little younger than the other.
Then why are the two older kids hanging out with them?
It's her little brother.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, then I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm as confused as you are.
Now I am confused.
Yeah.
I thought it was her
I don't
little
know what's
brother.
going on here.
So like they're watching, and they keep doing this stupid dance. It's you only move your arms and you make these fists and you like swing them with. It's like fists and elbows, just going crazy, And they do that all the time throughout the movie, and it's stupid. It's like they think that's going to catch on or something like that. But they watch this tape of it's basically a ripoff of the Flintstones, like to the animation of it.
The Stone Flints.
Yeah, and then they start slowly kind of introducing the dinosaurs that are involved in that, but there's like two. Rex, which is the T-Rex, that's easy to remember, and then Triceratops, I think his name is
Brian.
Tops, believe it or not.
Tops.
Yeah. And then they have a flying bat thing. His name is
Kevin.
Quarry?
I can't remember his name.
I don't know. Every time they said it, it was always like, so I don't know what it was. But
Mumble.
yeah, they're just like so
That's stupid.
they watch the tape. The parents are like, I think his name is Timmy, believe it or not. Timmy, we're going to a science convention. Goodbye.
Because his parents are
Parents
like
always go to
brilliant
science
scientists.
conventions.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, what's going to be the MacGuffin? Is it magic? Are they going to stumble upon the Necronomicon? And they cut to smart scientist parents, and I was like, there it is. And then,
Like brilliant scientist parents in the basement.
yeah, they're just working on like I don't
And
know,
neglecting their kids because
Yeah.
they're busy doing science.
yeah, they're like forgetting to make breakfast and stuff like that. But they're late for the science convention, so they kiss
Science!
they kiss Timmy goodbye. They say, don't go in the lab. So what does he do?
He goes in the lab.
He goes in the lab because they want to watch dinosaurs on the big screen. The big screen happens to be a portal to another dimension. So the way that this dimension works is you put the VHS of whatever movie you want to watch, and you go into that movie.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, but I don't think that was the intended,
Yeah.
But they had a tape cassette thing hooked up to their science stuff, so
Yeah.
they were probably getting there. But so they go to Dinosaur Land, and they pop out of this door, and you'd think it'd be like, I don't know, prehistoric, like, not buildings and stuff, but they come out in this like industrial lava complex, like, and they're like rolling around on the ground, and this Rizzo the Rat-esque pterodactyl thing on the ground with like a stupid New York accent is like,
What are you doing here?
yeah. He's like, hey man, really annoying with his high pitched voice.
How you doing?
And he thinks that they're one of the Rocky crew or something like that, which are these apes that were humans that run around and terrorize dinosaurs.
Just the cavemen.
Okay, but the factions and all of this was very confusing because the dinosaurs are like one group of people, and the cavemen are another group of people. They call them Neanderthals, but they are definitely human because they keep, sexually upping this girl that's a caveman in this. And then they're all owned by another dinosaur.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be a mystery.
So he's like a pimp?
I don't know. He's like their ringleader. He's like the boss. He even talks in
They're like an evil gang in
Of
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
He reminds me of the Claw from Inspector Gadget, the way that he talks. I'll get you next time, Inspector Gadget. Yeah, anyways, but
Why pets the cat?
yeah, but so like he's cloaked the entire time, and you're like, okay, that's a dinosaur, because he's huge. And then, but then like they cut to like at one point, there's an evil looking dinosaur talking, and then you recognize the voice, and I'm like, oh, they're not gonna like grand reveal it. It's just like we knew you knew all along kind of thing. So yeah. But so the kids team up with Rex and Tops and basically guilt them into saving the world because the lava pits are going to explode. And a lot of just talking happens, which is really dumb for a kids movie. They're literally just talking 99% of the time or doing really poorly choreographed fights.
Like the bar scene.
Like the bar fights and stuff like that, where like the older kid learns he can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He learns he knows how to do this.
yeah,
Tops is really good at kicking.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They put like Jackie Chan in that outfit or something like that, and they kept like zooming in on his jiggly prosthetic butt, and I'm like, what is going on with that? Why am I looking at that
He had like a
nonstop?
floppy head.
Yeah, his little floppy triceratops.
But his butt cheeks.
yeah,
So
like
firm.
he would stand up like butt in camera, and then run at the bad guys. But yeah, I mean, if I was a 6-year-old kid, I probably would have been super into it if that was like the norm for TV at the time.
Dino butts.
No, the plot and gist of the movie. Prosthetic dudes running around beating up
Like,
sort of bad guys.
in the bar, there's one scene where like Rex, because he's a little less maneuverable with his dinosaur stuff. Basically, he's just taking the caveman, he's just throwing him up in the air. It catches him, throws him up in the air.
Yeah,
it
stupid
catches
stuff
him.
like that. Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just-
Timmy, he's got the superpower of the remote, where he can freeze and fast forward and reverse people. Nick, or is it Dick? Is it Nick can like fight good. He learns that. And then Jamie, the girl, she's got the superpower of being a girl because
The ultimate power.
yeah, essentially at one point they put her in a little caveman outfit and she like seduces cave dudes. And
You're like,
yeah, and then she beats him up, because she's a girl and she can fight too. So and then they get to the end of the movie. They're
movie
like,
sounds ridiculous.
it's pretty bad, and they get the portal put back up, and they're like, we love you, goodbye, and they're like, Timmy wants to stay. They're like, no, Timmy, your world belongs over there. Go live your life and stuff like that. And so like they go back to the portal, and Timmy sees his parents. And he's like, Mom, Dad, check this out. And they just go back into the freaking portal, and that's the end of it. So,
As a kid, I loved
You
this.
almost said a naughty word.
almost did.
As a kid, I loved this movie, but I tried to rewatch it the other a week or two ago, and I was like, I cannot stomach
This movie sucks.
It was really bad. It was really bad. Not as bad as Shark Side of the Moon,
Oh, and I was surprised by this because Shark Side of the Moon came out this year.
2022.
So
It's bad apparently.
You know what? So I tried to research information in this movie. There isn't any. So I'm going to just go through the plot. All right. Russians in the Cold War era create humanoid shark people. Guess what? They escape. And out of an entire parking lot, they choose to chase 2 guys into a spaceship and go to the moon. Jump forward 40 years into the future.
In a parking lot, they just chase them into a spaceship?
Yep. And go forward 40 years into the future.
Don't read too much into it.
Buckle up. It gets better.
It was Russia. It was different.
Earth, America, sends astronauts to the moon because they're going to
do moon stuff.
Well, something about fuel. I don't know.
Okay.
They're going to like make an algae farm. They try to have science, but like when they land on the moon, they crash land because something happened. They kept saying the Van Allen belt. Like that's I don't know. Astronauts didn't have that figured out 60 years ago, but they didn't, And so they crash land on the moon and
sharks.
Well, I'm not there yet. So they get out and they're like going towards some technology that they can get to help repair their ship. And then literally like fins inside the crust of the moon come chasing at them. And then sharks burst out and eat one of the astronauts. And they're about to kill the other guys. And then like a harpoon sticks one of the sharks. And then a dude and a girl walking up sans spacesuits. They're just in the expanse, just walking up like everything's okay. And that's the Russian guy and his daughter, right? Yeah. So
they learned how to space.
If you saw some guy who didn't have a spacesuit on, what would be the first thing you would ask?
How are
you alive?
Yeah, not like, well, I mean, what they asked was like, how do we get out of here? Or like, what's going on? Or, they should have said like, yeah, how are you alive?
Spacesuit?
Yeah. Or maybe like, oh, if he can breathe, I could take my helmet off.
And then,
they didn't do that. But so the Russian guy and his daughter get away. And mind you, 2 Russian men went to the moon. So somehow one of them died on the way there. But the girl shows up. Well, turns out she's actually a shark because she's just mostly human, but she has gills, and that's how the shark breathe on the moon is with her gills. So, yeah.
What?
Yep. The guy lives because he took algae, put it in a bag, and then puts the like a oxygen nose thing in his nose, right? That's how he breathes on the moon.
So he doesn't need the entire suit.
No, because like I don't know,
it's not like
the negative pressure is not going to rip your eyeballs out of your socket or anything like that. They covered that.
Or the cold expanse of space.
Yeah, they put a goggle over their eyes. It keeps their.
So he's got the BS oxygen tube, pumping oxygen directly into his nostrils.
It's like they rented the costumes, the astronaut costumes, for like 30 minutes, and then they were like, "We can't use these anymore." So instead, they put basically
nonsense.
They have like a chainmail. What are those like medieval peasants wear?
A cowl?
Yeah, they wear that. And these goggles and like an oxygen thing. And the main dude, I guess he's the main dude, he replaces one of the people in the American astronaut crew to go to the moon. And it was really stupid how that happens. They're about to launch, and she's like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have eaten these tacos." And they're like, and then they just like rip her out and they put
so she has sudden horrible onset diarrhea.
And they put this guy
and they're
in.
just like, well, she went to Taco Bell before we did this, so she's not going to space.
Pretty much.
She's just going to defecate all over her spacesuit.
Pretty much.
Which is white.
And they're like, "Oh, bring in the replacement." Everybody's like, "Oh man!" And they show this
There's
like
just
guy,
some dude sitting on the bench, just dressed up like an astronaut.
It's a dude.
I'm in, coach.
It's a dude driving his motorcycle, and he's supposed to look really cool and stuff like that. And then like 30 minutes into the film, he's got the cowl on with his flappy ear things and his goggle and an oxygen mask. He's running around with like a stick,
in space on the
stabbing
moon.
CG sharks. It's just really hard to keep up with. All right, so anyways, the plot of this movie. Sharks want to take over Earth. They're going to use the astronauts, American astronauts' shuttle to get back to Earth with all of their shark babies that they've been cultivating for 40 years and wreak havoc on the Earth.
I was going to say, because only 2 sharks went to the moon originally, right?
Yeah.
And they were busy.
A bunch of sharks. All the sharks went to the moon that were hybrid or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because they chased just those 2 guys.
Okay.
Not everybody else was scurrying from that place. So the sharks are ran by this mom shark. Her name is like Shiva or something stupid. And she tries to like win over the girl. Her name is Akula, the human shark. They're all human sharks, but the mostly human shark back over. And she doesn't want to give in to the dark side. And so they call in the big one. Hang on, let me finish.
I'm lost.
Just stick with me here. They call in the big one, and it's a whale shark that chases them all throughout the moon and tries to eat them. Well, she just throws her spear at the big one, and it goes, and it runs off because that was, I guess painful enough. It was basically throwing a toothpick at it. But,
He's like, ow. Who throws a shoe?
And then at the end, the Russian that was been there for 40 years is like, I've got a plan. I'm going to crash my original spaceship that could fly the entire freaking time into the moon and blow it up. You guys escape somehow. And they're like, well, how? Because our space shuttle's crashed. And he's like, nah. And he just runs off and goes. So how do you think they get off the moon?
Magic.
They fly.
Pretty much magic. So what happens is the big one eats the people. The moon explodes.
They use the big one as a shuttle.
Basically, it like fossilizes around them and gets propelled back to Earth.
And they don't burn up on reentry?
They don't burn up. They don't die of oxygen deprivation or exposure.
Or the fact that they're crashing into the Earth at like Mach 8.
They land on the Earth. The shark turns into a literal boat, like a lifeboat, out of nowhere. I can't explain this. It just does. There's a boat that comes out of the water, and they're on it. And then
you're telling me these things, but I'm having a really hard time believing it.
I was watching it, and I was like, I am awake, right? And then
this isn't a dream.
And then
I high?
The hybrid shark lady. Okay, so it's just the cool guy,
Marge,
the space commander lady, and then the hybrid shark lady. They're on this lifeboat. She starts going, oh, my stomach. And she starts doing like the, and you're like, what? She's pregnant? And she's like, I don't know how I'm pregnant. And she births out a baby, a hybrid shark. Right. And then she's like, I need to take care of my babies. And then she jumps into the water. And then baby sharks come out of everywhere. And then the two humans look at each other and like, oh, no, we're dead. And that's the end of the movie.
What?
Yes. All right. That's the story. I haven't even told you about the worst parts. Let's talk about the editing. Okay? I had no idea what was going on because of the editing. They would cut back and forth and reuse footage of earlier stuff that they had showed before so many times to save money, like on the shark animations and stuff like that. Like, they killed off the same shark like 5 times, and he kept showing back up. And I was like, I thought that dude was dead. Why is he here?
He's been dead for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, there's one shark. His name was Scar, and her name was Scar. She gets impaled, and then all the shark people are really mad about that. All right, but then you see her running around a spaceship before it explodes. You see her biting some dude's leg off, and all those other things. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like they really could only afford. And when the sharks would run in like army formations, they literally animated 3 sharks, copied and pasted like 8 times over to make it look like an army.
So you say this is like Neil Breen quality?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. The editing was that's the editing. Okay,
Neil Breen's editing was pretty good though.
The lines were pretty brutal, and you heard one of the lines.
Those are special effects.
There's a couple of other things that they
Not
just
good.
explained things away. Like how the oxygen worked. They would say sciencey things like Van Allen belt, like. People don't understand what the magnetic atmosphere and stuff like that would do. It was just, from a science fiction standpoint.
I feel like we need to watch these together and do commentary.
Like, it really hurt me because it was a science fiction movie and it took everything science fiction. It was like
out the window.
It was like a 4-year-old wrote. What is it? Axe Cop, where the whole show is written by a 4-year-old and like a actual legit production company just makes it for the fun of it. It was like that, but everybody was taking it very seriously, Well,
just from the description, I was like, the person whoever did this never went to school and learned anything about science.
Or film. So
they slept through science.
There was a couple times where the actors would look at the camera. Like, somebody would say something stupid, and they would look at the camera like, I'm really supposed to say this? Like, things like that. Like, here's another thing, too. This is the logic of this movie. They made spears out of moonstone because it's the only thing sharp enough to cut the shark's skin. Right? But the sharks are swimming through the moon. How can they do that? Yes.
Wait, what do you mean swimming
through
the moon?
So it's like tremors.
Yeah.
They're like swimming through rock.
Like they're not. Their fin is out of the ground. Like they're swimming. Yeah, like tremors. So yes.
I'm very confused.
Yeah. And they land on the dark side of the moon. What do you think would happen when you walk out of your spaceship in the dark side of the moon?
Freeze.
It would, well, if you're in your spacesuit, okay.
Oh.
All right, well, it's dark.
It would be dark, right? Yeah. It's not dark. So I don't know where they landed.
There's no sunlight. It's blocked by the entire moon.
And they would do these like super wide shots of them walking out of their spaceships, and they would do it like not in slow motion or like slow down or frame jack the thing. They would have the actors just like awkwardly like Power Ranger monster walk out of the spaceship, like they're pretending they're on the moon. And then you could tell it was on a soundstage or, I don't know, a backyard. And then they just keyed in the moon around them because there's no contact shadows. It looked so cheesy.
Did it actually look like the moon?
It was like they took a NASA image of the moon and just comped it into the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Velocipaster where he goes to China.
Yeah.
He's just in the woods behind someone's house.
Yeah, it was something like that. And like you could see like all these rocks had like these very vibrant, teeming shadows streaking off of them. And then the astronauts would walk out and they're like keyed in, like bright as day with no contact shadows. It's just awful looking. And the sharks were all stupid, ugly, dumb sharks. And then like every time they would start to talk, they would show like their mouths start to move and they'd cut away so they have to animate it. Yeah. They speak only Russian except for the mom shark because she's smart. She can speak English.
Not Russian sharks.
That's another thing. That's what they would do. They'd be like, speak English. They can understand it. It was just like, you just didn't want to Google translate too many Russian things.
You didn't want to figure out how to speak Russian.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was an
amazing tale.
That was an awful movie.
What did you give this movie?
A 1. This is the worst movie I have ever seen to date. So far, yes.
Even over Samurai Cop?
Way worse than Samurai Cop.
Oh, yes!
We beat it. We beat Samurai Cop.
This was this rubbed me so many the wrong ways. Like, man, like there's nothing science fiction about this. It's stupid.
It's just nuts.
The best part about this movie is the pun in the title. That's it.
It's just stupid.
You got me so mad.
I got punished as well, but it wasn't that bad compared to what I just heard.
I hate this movie.
I need you to give me like a paragraph thing so I can put it on my letterboxd for us.
You gonna put it on your fridge, Mitch?
No, on the letterboxd app.
I got you. All right.
Tom,
I can keep talking about
play a game, but to be honest, compared to what you just heard, I don't really have much to tell you. I played a game called Fey Tactics. It's a strategic RPG game. I didn't like it. I don't think I didn't like it as much as Hayden didn't like Shark's Side of the Moon.
That was bad.
I'm
really
it's
mad
got
about
apparently
this
good reviews, but
like fist.
he's shaking. It's like
Yeah.
people like this game. I did not, just because I don't like RPGs.
Okay.
Except for Skyrim.
What was the story?
Skyrim's not an RPG.
What was the plot?
You're a woman who's a descendant of a witch because the magic world was sealed away by the elemental gates many centuries before.
Automatically better than Shark Side of the Moon.
Yes. So a witch opened all the gates, and the magic world and the normal world collided with each other, resulting in a lot of death and chaos and destructions of continents. So now they kind of live in a tenuous peace, and that's kind of where you pick up.
Huh.
As you go and find out you're like the most magical woman of all time.
The most magical woman of all time.
With your dog and your bird sidekick.
What was it, like the animation good?
No.
Okay.
It's pixely on purpose.
Okay.
It's a weird like 3D kind of to do where you have like a very small map you're looking at, maybe like 20 by 20 spaces you can move. You know, you can go vertical or horizontal, whatever, diagonals. But I mean, the combat's all like magic based, and it's RPG combat.
I really want you guys to watch Shark Side of the Moon.
I don't want to watch this movie. I feel like I watched it.
You feel like you watched? I don't know what I watched.
I mean, I give this game like a 4 out of 10. I mean, I don't like it personally because I don't like that style. But I mean, that's just a me preference. I understand it has a really good rating on Steam. Has a really good overall rating, I guess, whatever the company was. I have to look it up and tell you what it was. But apparently they've had some good games here in the past.
That was a Hail Mary attempt to try and find a bad video game.
I mean, I don't like it. It's not my normal to do.
Oh, man.
I don't know who made this game. Who made this?
It's a lot easier to find bad movies.
Endless Fluff Games.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it was apparently the campaign itself. Like, I guess the main story, it's at least 60 hours to get through it, continuous. Which is, I mean, not bad.
Yep.
That's a pretty in-depth campaign compared to what we've seen recently, except for like maybe Elden Ring, because that was 3 months it took us to beat the game.
Yeah, but that was a hard game too.
There was a lot of suffering.
Yes, there was, especially
A
at
lot of suffering involved.
at the very beginning and the very end, especially.
Let's kill this guy. No.
It doesn't work that way.
And until we went to New Game Plus, so we just started murking everybody.
Yeah, then they had it coming.
Did you start playing last night?
No, I didn't start playing.
Okay.
Me and Evan talked about it. We were discussing jumping back into Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, okay,
If you're interested.
be fun.
I'm like nauseous actually talking about that show. So I've never
Sorry.
felt so like physically affected by a TV show or a movie before. That really.
To be honest, I find that actually amazing.
I'm glad that was a good punishment then.
It was. My punishment was not nearly as bad. In fact, quite forgettable. I watched a movie because I had movies.
All right, go ahead.
Mitch, if you want to press the button. Dun, dun,
I just left it in there.
Yeah.
It was good.
I watched Enola Holmes too.
Oh yeah, was that was a movie? I was
That
gonna,
had
it's
already
on-
come out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I was gonna watch that today, but Mitch, did you program my Sarah McLachlan bit?
No, I don't have that.
Tom, start singing, please.
In the arms.
Hey,
No,
you're
no,
connected.
I will remember you.
I don't know that one.
You're connected.
I'll take too long.
Oh.
I will remember you.
I watched the movie. It was
But anyways,
Enola Holmes 2 is
my
directed by
TV
Harry
my
Bradbeer.
TV
It's
died.
on Netflix.
My TV died, so I couldn't watch or play any video games today. So I have to go back.
Enola
to
Holmes 2 was an alright movie. I never saw
All right,
the
let's talk
first
about
one.
you, Tom. God.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through what I want to get through so I can listen to your amazing renditions and tales of things you've seen and done.
I was crying about my TV.
It's what's her face? Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill reprised their roles.
I've never seen the first one. So.
I never saw the first one. I saw this one.
I watched the first one.
It wasn't bad. It's definitely a girl power kind of movie,
Mm-hmm.
as obviously probably intended. And they kind of they throw a little bit of shade at Henry Cavill's Sherlock Holmes, with him like not being able to figure something out, and then she figures it out.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah. She's like, the weirdest part is looking at him dressed up as Sherlock Holmes because he's still jacked. And it's like, I know you're huge. Like, you're a yo. Like, you could kill all these people if you wanted to with your bare hands. Like, I'm like looking at Geralt of Rivia with a terrible haircut, no beard, and a less gravelly voice. It's not a bad movie. Also features Helena Bonham Carter. I think she plays Enola Holmes' mom or something. Well, I'm not going to spoil the plot, but basically, a brief sum of the plot is some girls who are working.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, working.
Working class girls.
One of them disappears. She's running her own detective agency. It's not doing well because they all want Sherlock Holmes instead of her. One of them enlists her help, and she gets all involved, tracking it down. And Moriarty is featured in this. Not in a way you'd think. But it wasn't a bad movie. As far as like Victorian stuff goes and like set pieces and stuff, it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Movie flowed pretty well. It was about 2 hours,
Okay.
which is probably a little bit longer than a Netflix movie
Yeah.
than you normally think it would be. But it wasn't a bad movie. I mean, I never saw the first one. I probably should have watched the first one and then watched this one.
It might have made it make a little more sense.
They introduced Watson
Okay.
at the very, very end. Like, oh, hey, this is Dr. Watson. and Lestrade, like, they kind of set all... they're easily setting up for a third film.
Okay.
I wouldn't be entirely shocked if they did a Sherlock Holmes, but Henry Cavill was Sherlock Holmes. Which would kind of be weird. Because it's kind of weird seeing a dude that big
Be Sherlock Holmes.
going around doing mysteries and, like, asking questions instead of just picking dudes up by their ankle and holding them over a building. Like, I'll throw you into the abyss of death.
Rock and balls.
Like, I can hit you so hard you'll die.
Well, strong people
look
can be
how-
smart too.
Look how big I am. It'd be like doing like Jason Momoa as like a detective. Like it doesn't make sense. It was a decent movie. I kind of enjoyed it. I give it a 6.5.
Okay.
Out of 10.
Well, there you go.
If you're interested in watching Enola Holmes 2, it's on Netflix, free to watch.
What news have you for us, Cam?
Gears of War, Netflix. They want to do it. Apparently, they've announced they're going to try to get it going. What's his face? Dave Bautista said he pitched himself into it. The Gears of War creator does not want Chris Pratt.
Okay.
They actually said specifically, we don't want him anywhere near this.
I don't why. I saw that, but
Screw
it's like,
you, Chris Pratt.
But it's like, when did he ask to be in?
I don't know, but they targeted Chris Pratt specifically and went, you're not going to be in this movie.
I saw something where
off.
I saw something where they wanted Dave Bautista and Ryan Reynolds in it.
I saw Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, who's he going to play, Baird?
I don't know. I just saw something like they wanted to try and cast him as somebody in the movie, but I don't know who.
I mean, I give you Dave Bautista's, what's his face?
Marcus Phoenix?
No, not as Marcus Phoenix. He'd be Dom.
Okay.
He's Dom. I don't know who you get to play Marcus Phoenix.
I don't know.
But, I mean, maybe Ryan Reynolds could be Baird. I think Tyrese Gibson would be funny as the Coltrane.
Tyrese Gibson from Bullet Train?
No.
Which one's Tyrese Gibson?
The one from Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he'd be fun as the Coltrane.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah. All aboard the Coltrane. Whoop, whoop. I don't know who they get to play Marcus Phoenix. That'd be a toughie. You got to get somebody with like a face that's like nondescript.
Yeah.
It's like his face was made by somebody who like had a like could have did better, but they just didn't have a lot of time.
Okay.
I mean, you could do it.
Okay. Ready to move on to TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God!
They killed Kenny.
How you doing?
Holy taxation. You're right again, Batman.
You know something? No soup for you!
Speaking of Batman,
Yes.
let's all take a moment. Tom, go ahead and sing In the Arms of the Angel.
I don't know the other words.
You were singing that one earlier.
I just know in the arms of the angel, because I've never seen the sad dogs.
Yeah, I don't know the rest of it.
And cats.
Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman and basically our childhood, died this week.
Yeah.
So
That was kind of sad.
there will
Very
be
sad.
never as good of an animated Batman, in my opinion, ever to last. I wonder if Mark Hamill said anything about it.
He did.
He's posted a couple of things.
Yeah, I reshared the little quote he said, but he was talked about how his Joker never would have been as popular as it was without Kevin. So.
Kevin Conroy was the only guy that could do like a very distinct Bruce Wayne and a Batman.
He was the
voice.
first one to do the split voice.
Yeah, but he did it so well. Like nobody to this day could do it that well. Everybody else just sounded like they're talking like this if they're Batman.
Yeah.
But he had
Redneck Batman.
yeah. Well,
Quick to the bat swamp.
To the best.
but anyways,
My gator boat. I mean, my bat boat.
what was he like 72?
No, he was
66.
66.
He was what?
66.
66. That's
Yeah,
young.
he had cancer.
That's super young. Oh, that sucks. Well,
I think he did a live action.
he was recorded. I don't know if they're ever going to do it.
He did a live action where he was
He
was
was
an
Batman.
older Batman in the Batwoman show,
Oh,
but it was in like one of those like crossover things between all the DC CW
that
shows.
sucks.
At least he got a chance to do it
I
live.
should give him something better than that. So
But he was the best voice of Batman.
for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. He was in all the Arkham games and most of the Arkham games.
All right, well, moving on to my review. I've been watching a show that I've actually quite enjoyed. It is a science fiction show. And
Surprise.
it is intentionally funny. It's called Avenue 5,
Okay.
and it's on HBO. And it was I think it's produced originally for the UK by Sky UK. I don't know how you get that, but anyways, HBO for us Americans. And it stars Hugh Laurie, Josh Gad, Zach Woods, Rebecca Front, and some other people you haven't heard of. But it's basically The Office in space.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd like that because I don't like The Office.
You don't like The Office?
That show's not funny.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
I've never even seen the whole thing, and It's pretty
I
funny.
love The Office. Well, it has that kind of like goofy humor. So, Josh Gad is basically Elon Musk, and he has a commercialized cruise lining spaceship, which the captain of is Hugh Laurie, and they're going on like a 3-week voyage in space when the people who actually know how to operate the ship, which are not the actors that are running it, like Hugh Laurie and the people who are fake pushing buttons on the bridge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're working on a pipe and something happens and the real captain, like the gritty engineer guy, gets like ejected into space and dies. And so now that nobody knows how to run the spaceship is like alive, except for like his underling engineer girl. She's essentially trying to relay all this technical information to Hugh Laurie, who's trying to, pretend to be the captain. He keeps his American accent to try and keep people at ease and comfortable and try not to incite a panic.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he's talking and trying to like not lose his cool and, freaking out, he talks in a British accent, so it's kind of funny. But like weird things happen throughout the ship, like the gravity goes awry and everybody like slams to one side of the ship and stuff like that. And then like apparently their poop in the ship is like what keeps the cosmic radiation from killing everybody. They like keep it in the hole, like that's where it stores at. And then the poop like gets like leaked out. Meanwhile, like an episode before, 2 people died, so they have like a huge ceremonial sending them off into the absence of space, but they eject the coffins wrong, so they get stuck in the ship's orbit. They're just constantly drifting around the ship. And then the next episode, when the poop leaks out, it just leaks out in orbit around the ship. So they have this giant circular like cacophony of poo. And then like everything gets so bad. At one point in an episode, they hear a beeping noise and they don't know what it is. And it happens like every 30 seconds. And it's so loud, it like scares it's like a fire, like you need to change the batteries in your fire smoke detector. Yeah. So like everybody freaks out, and all the reactions of how they handle that beeping noise is so hilarious. My favorite character is played by Zach Woods. He's essentially like the morale enforcer. He's like trying to make everybody feel good, but he does it in such a stupid way. He'll like tell everybody like their odds of death, and he'll just basically be like, "Look, we're all probably gonna die," and that's it. He just says it like that.
I was like looking at you. I was like, okay, continue.
That's
like,
essentially how he is. He's like terrible at his job. Everybody's terrible at their jobs, and they're all bumbling through trying to like make things work. And Josh Gad, who does like the Elon Musk-esque kind of guy, he's like super wealthy and rich. He's got like a Beatles skull in his room and stuff like that. And he'll just like scream things that he wants to have happen, and they're like insanely impossible things. Like, I want a shuttle to come pick only me up and rescue me from this, and they actually do it. So, things like that. So, but it's hilarious. It's a really good show, and they're not too long. There's 2 seasons right now. I think each season is 7 or 8 episodes, and they're like 30 to 40 minutes an episode. So, Will Smith, for some reason, is a producer in the show. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy it, and I'm just kind of watching an episode or 2 here and there. And 28 to 29 minutes is each episode.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
So yeah, I'm super into it just to see how goofy it gets, and it's got a little bit of that Hugh Laurie, Blackadder kind of comedy in it too. A lot of physical comedy and stuff. So
is this live action?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great show. I recommend it, and I mean it's kind of a slow burn, but then they carry a lot of inside jokes, kind of like The Office, through the episodes that you find hilarious. So yeah, I mean I'm not gonna rate it because I'm only like 8 episodes in, so I don't want to know what it's like, and then the show is gonna keep going, so I'm sure they'll have like 4 or 5 seasons. So all right, moving on to my news. Have we talked about the Last of Us TV show?
We've mentioned it, but what you got?
It's coming out pretty darn soon.
January?
I
know it's next year.
It just says, January 2023, and it'll be set in the year 2033. because that's a science fiction year, not 2023. Doesn't sound like a science fiction year.
Well, that's just next year.
Yeah.
They haven't learned their lesson. They're not planning far enough ahead.
Yeah,
2102.
when was Back to the Future 2? What year was that?
1985. No, they went to 2012.
Yeah.
That's so sad. So
Where's my flying car?
The Last of Us is set in 2033, 20 years after the world's population has been decimated by a fungal infestation of the brain that initially makes the victims violently insane and feral, and later destroys their eyes, forcing them to use echolocation to find people and rip their throats out. So,
I'm just thinking about that, though. Back to the Future was, expecting us to have this nice stuff going into the future. This is expecting us to have bad stuff happen really quick. For
It's more
2033.
believable. It's bad stuff.
they all go either way, So.
It's either really, really good or really, really bad.
Yeah. Well,
And to be honest, I can probably see really, really bad.
it could be just more of the same. I don't know. But anyway, so I played the games. The games were fun. The story was amazing. A game where the story is the high point, are the ones that people like. The gameplay is pretty simple and basic, just survival, and then try not to be caught. A little bit of stealth mechanics and stuff like that. But you crank it up by really having you care about these characters and wanting to see them get through adversity and stuff like that. And you're the one that's controlling their fate. So that's what makes it so good. So for there to be a video game adaptation off of a very heavily story-driven video game like this, I think that's a good idea. And they got Pedro Pascal to play Joel, which is the father figure of Ellie, who's played by Bella Ramsey, both from Game of Thrones. Obviously these actors don't look like those characters, but they have the acting chops for it. So I'm
They're
down
really
for
pushing Pedro Pascal, aren't they?
it. He's great.
Yeah.
He everything he does is gold. He's got that kind of gritty, real kind of visceral acting chops especially for something as gritty and visceral as The Last of Us is. So I'm all for it. The people who made this had producing chops in Chernobyl and things like that.
Okay. That's great television.
So I'm super interested to see how that will go. It's going to be on HBO, and yeah, so I'm all for it. I hope that it's not a letdown. The people who have had sneak peeks or previews of it all say that it's phenomenal television. So
These are the people that did Chernobyl. They should be good.
they should be.
Because
but,
Chernobyl was probably the best TV in the last 10 years.
TV show. It was the best nonfiction TV show, I'd say. It was really darn good since Band of Brothers,
Yeah.
So
I'd say probably that and Dr. Death.
Dr. Death was really good too, but I could see why that one would fade into obscurity, as where Chernobyl should always stick around. So, but yeah, I'm all for it. I'm excited to see where it goes. It seems like they put a lot of money into this. They put a lot of faith into the producers. I think that this will be a big deal, and the production company for the video game Naughty Dog are going to get insane amount. They're also involved in the production of the show as well. They're going to get an insane amount of laurels from this, and probably
They'll probably do Last of Us 3.
Well, yeah, that's definitely on the table, and they did Uncharted, but they also helped make that movie, and that movie didn't do very well. So
It was a fun movie to watch, though.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But
I had Mark Wahlberg.
I hope that
Tom Holland.
I hope that people
Tom
take
Holland.
the idea of how to adapt a video game into a live action interpretation a little bit more seriously, and not just copy and paste stories. So we'll see what happens.
Whatever it is they thought they were going to do with Halo.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So
I didn't want to see Master Chief's face.
it could be bad like Halo. It could be because everybody there's enough of a vagueness of a video game of how you think what's going on in your world when you're playing this game is specific enough to you that when they adapt that into a very linear format as television or movie, it's almost like they differentiate from what everybody's an individual ideal of what that interpretation would be.
Well, for Halo, do you remember the old commercials they had for the ODST, the live action?
yeah.
Yeah.
You remember those how like gritty and dark they were?
Oh yeah, people died.
Yeah, but those were snippets.
But there's a guy named Stephen Ford who I've been trying to get on the podcast to come and talk to us.
Yes, Stephen.
I've been sending him messages on Twitter. He actually follows us on Twitter.
Oh, hey, cool. Hey,
But
Steven.
I'm trying to get him to come and talk to us. But
Come on, Steven.
He's actually working on a project. He was on the show Teen Wolf.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
I watched all that.
He was on that show, and he's been on several other things. But I've been trying to get him to come on. He's working on a project where he's going to do like a more down to earth, like ODST style Halo project that he's working on.
Okay.
That'd
Cool.
probably be a better show than the Halo.
Oh yeah,
I think
he did
Especially
not.
if they do it right.
Yeah, he did not like the Halo show, and he's very
Good.
adamant about voicing that, and we agree with him. So please come on and tell us more about your show.
I think
Tell us
ODST
about ODST.
would be a much more calmer, like easier interpretation because
Will
there's not.
Nathan Fillion be in it?
That's a good question. But the ODST format is such a kind of more of an unknown compared to Master Chief and the Spartan program for Halo. So I think that would be a smart move. So
It would just be fun to see them because they're like the down to earth, like the gritty spec ops.
It's like ODST is kind of
Halo.
like, they're the SEALs
Yeah,
of UNSC.
yeah, it's just like if you take a main plot, a main storyline, I don't know, Zelda or Mario Brothers or
But
whatever.
I mean, you could take the entire Halo continuity plot from Halos 1 and 3, even to 4, and insert new characters of ODST into it, and it would still make sense.
Yeah, maybe, but if you did it from their perspectives,
yeah.
instead
Yeah,
of
it'd be their
instead of just rewriting the whole
Where it's them
story.
doing everything, which wouldn't be true because
and
it's the
that's
chief.
that's what I'm trying to explain when it comes to video games is like they either copy and paste or they rewrite the story and make it something completely different.
Yeah.
And either way, it's just either why do it to begin with or why did you screw it all up to begin with?
Well, I mean, you could rewrite it where some of the ODST goes in and they influence things that help the Master Chief be successful.
Yeah. So that's why
Like they pull a mission, something happens, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, now we can do this
Yeah.
because of them.
that's why I don't know. Like if you were to do a Band of Brothers knockoff or something like that, you could do a story of another soldier that was in a different unit from their perspective that went through the same events, just saw it from his perspective, you know? And then if they did that with any other story, you know.
You could do that with like the 82nd Airborne.
Right. And if you did that with any other story, if you did that with Halo, like you're talking about with the ODST troopers and stuff like that, you know, that'd be a good way to do that instead of just copy and pasting. But people, for Last of Us, for instance, they want to see those main characters. They want to see, you know, the reason, that relationship and that struggle that those characters went through. But how do you retell it without saying it all over again? I don't know. So
I mean, there was a big push just to do a Clone Commandos show.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Is that games?
This was the same one from last week.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No. This is Konami. It's an older Konami.
I'm pretty sure we did this one.
No, last week was Activision.
No, I haven't heard that. Yeah, we did Activision last week.
But anyways, I played Gotham Knights. I beat it. I've been playing it since October 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Just been keeping it a secret from y'all.
I know you were doing it.
Yeah, you knew yesterday.
We knew you were playing. You can't fool us.
But I've played the whole thing to fruition. This morning, it took me 2 hours to beat the final mission.
How many hours total?
Oh, I don't know. The way it counts, it's been 31 nights on the game.
Okay.
Because like every
It
time
took you a month.
every time you go back to the Belfry, you have to it stops, it does to the next night.
Mm-hmm.
But the only negative things I'll say about it is the graphics aren't up to par for a Series X game. It's but they're not bad graphics. They could be better for what system they're on.
I thought
nowadays.
that this was supposed to be like the first new gen game.
It is. It's only new gen, but for whatever reason, the graphics just aren't up to par for what they should be.
That sucks.
And then the only other bad thing is it's not a 4-player co-op at the moment. Stupid. You can do the story as 2-player co-op, and then there's a 4-player co-op like mission stuff you can do.
Stupid.
But that's the only drawbacks. That's what keeps me from giving it a perfect score.
But it was a good story.
It was. Supposedly there was criticism for the story and the gameplay, and it doesn't make sense on who would criticize this because the story it doesn't just follow the comics. It makes up its own story. But in this, Batman's dead. At the very beginning, they have a cinematic cutscene where he and Ra's al Ghul are fighting each other in the Batcave, and basically the only way for Batman to survive or to win the encounter, he just detonates the entire cave and claps it on top of Ra's al Ghul. Because Ra's has like used the Lazarus Pit to some perfection to where he's like super powered almost, to where like he can teleport and stuff like that because he's used it so much and so often. So Ra's is dead, Batman's dead. It leaves the four,
the Bat Kids,
basically leaves the four of them and
The
Alfred
Bat Boys.
to save Gotham. And then you have people like Clayface, Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze. They all show up throughout the city. You do different factions that are kind of warring throughout the city. Like you have the mob.
is a Joker in there?
No, they say this isn't connected to the Arkham games, but they allude that the Joker's dead,
Okay.
just like in the Arkham games.
Okay.
But
is it from the same makers of the Arkham games?
No,
Okay.
this is made by WB Montreal, which they actually made the Arkham Origins game, which
Okay.
it's connected to the other Arkham games, but it was like a prequel. But the game is really good. Like you start off where your four guys have to save the city, and basically you're working around getting clues and stuff like that. Because Batman leaves you one more mystery, which you've seen the trailers and all that. It's the Court of Owls, which Batman never found out before he died. So then you're trying to uncover the secret. Well, even like the Penguin and stuff is like, no, don't do this. These are people that you don't want to talk about because you have to go and talk to him in his iceberg lounge where he's trying to run a legitimate business and stuff like that. But it's neat because they do a really good job of keeping like you have the mob, you have the freaks, the regulators, you have the Court of Owls,
Regulators.
you've got the League of Assassins. So I mean, there's a lot of different, I guess, variations of bad guys. And each bad guy that you encounter has like 3 or 4 variations of them. So there's a lot of, it's not just repetitive fighting. Each one has different stuff that you have to learn how to fight against. And
There's like upgrade mechanics and stuff too.
yeah, well, like each character, there's at least 13 different suits that they can have. And for like half of those suits, you can change like there's 3 cowls to this one suit. There's 3 gauntlets, 3 chest emblems, and 3 boots that you can change for like half the suits. So there's so many different combinations that you can do. And then you have your
And their play styles are all different.
all the play styles are different, but like you have your abilities, which are different abilities that it's individual to each character, and then your weapons, which are individual to each character, but you can change it with different mod components that you earn as you fight and that you find as you go around the city.
So what would you describe each of the 4 playable characters?
Nightwing is more just acrobatic, like hand-to-hand, but acrobatic fighting style. Red Hood is basically just like a big brute and brawling where you beat him up and shoot him.
Okay.
The Robin, he's got his bow staff, and then he does like a lot of tech stuff. And then Batgirl, she's got like a nunchuck kind of thing, but then she's the most actually like Batman as far as like abilities,
Detective and stuff.
Yeah, like as far as like the other Batman games, she's the most like Batman style, where she's kind of a mix of all of it.
And which Batgirl is this?
Barbara Gordon.
So she's not like paralyzed?
No, they actually mentioned that where like she, just like in the comics, she has developed this like neural chip that she put in her spine that allows her to like be able to walk and stuff again.
So she's no longer the Oracle anymore?
She does all that stuff, but she's not like solely that.
Okay, interesting.
But they just do a really well job of like you have your abilities that you can do.
Really well job.
I want
Shut
that
up.
on a shirt.
Entertain this. A lot really well job.
Do they have like multiple endings, or does it clearly go one way?
Each character has their own like story as you progress that you can only unlock as you do each character, and each one has a different ending.
Okay.
Interesting.
They each have different dialogue. Like if you played the story as one, going through the thing, they'll talk to the people a little different, just depending on who you're using. And you can switch at any time, like to different characters. Just like you can't do the same mission over again. But you can switch in and out. And as you level up, your other characters will level up too. Just the one that you're using primary, you unlock more stuff for.
Okay.
But it feels a lot more like a superhero because unlike the other Arkham games where you would just constantly hit the counter button, which you've played more recently.
Yeah.
This one you can hit that button, but it doesn't just like automatically attack them and beat them up for you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll like dodge, he'll evade, so that you still have to fight. Like basically, you still have to use your gadgets, and you're still having to fight and time your attacks.
Mm-hmm.
The evade button doesn't just automatically counter and beat them up for you anymore.
Okay.
So it draws out the fight a little bit more, but it makes you feel like like you're actually the comic book superhero. You're fighting them instead of just like countering everything.
Interesting.
And then it does a really good job of, it's not just like you get hit 3 times or shot 2 or 3 times in the Arkham games and you're dead. You feel more like a superhero. Like your suits are actually bulletproof. So
Okay.
there's tons of Easter eggs, and then they do a really good job of world building. Like there's an email thing where it just finding out that Batman died. Like you check your emails, and there's one point. Starfire has emailed Nightwing and talked to him. They have like a little conversation. Clark Kent emails Nightwing and talking to him like, "Hey, sorry for your loss." And they just do a really good job of interjecting other characters and dialogue that you hear like on people passing in the street and stuff like that. That make it feel like the world's a lot bigger than just Gotham.
Is the Riddler's trophy still a thing?
It's not, but they do have a lot of things. Like they have batarangs that are hidden throughout the city that you can go and find. There's like missions.
I hate the Riddler's trophy.
There's like acrobatic missions that you can go and find that Bruce Wayne's left throughout the city. There's like Court of Owl kind of like hidden secrets that you can go and find throughout the city. There's tons of stuff. I haven't even gotten into all those things. I just mostly focused on the main story just to get through it so I could, have that to review for.
Okay.
But, like I said, I'm giving the game an 8 out of 10 because I've really enjoyed it. It's my favorite game so far.
Well, if they made a 4-player co-op, I would get it.
They do have some missions that are going to be like that. I'm hoping that they'll make the whole story that way. But
probably not.
I don't know. I still haven't played any co-op missions yet because I wanted the whole feel of it. Playing my own single player game so far.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the co-op out. There's a lot of like tandem stuff you can do when you have like a partner that they do special moves and stuff like that. So we'll see. I can just tell you that fighting Talia at the end is a pain.
Well, she's the big boss.
Yeah. And so is Batman. Go ahead and spoil it.
Wow. Thanks, Mitch.
Because she tries to bring him back with the
Lazarus Pit.
Yeah. And she does, and he's like under her control, and you have to beat him up and convince him to
Well, hopefully you're not too interested in this game and
To come back and
just
be
spoiled
Batman.
it.
It's been out for a month. Okay. And then
Batman doesn't die.
well, and then he dies.
No.
Because the Court of Owls find the Lazarus Pit, which is their objective the entire time. But Talia found it after she thinks that she's gotten rid of the court, and then while you're fighting her, they show up in the middle of the fight, and Batman, after you've saved him, because this is a 3-stage fight. You have to fight Batman, then you have to fight Talia. The court shows up, Talia like upgrades, and then you have to fight her again. Well, at the end of it,
So it's an Elden Ring boss battle.
pretty much.
Okay.
At the end of it, to keep the court from getting a hold of the
Why are they chanting in Latin?
to keep the court from getting a hold of the Lazarus Pit, Batman basically just like crashes the bat plane into the Lazarus Pit and detonates it one more time to blow up the entire what was left of the.
But he's not really dead.
No, he's dead. They
His
confirm
head
it
comes
at the end.
flying out on fire.
They confirm it at the end. They're like, yeah, we scourged the wreckage, and he's really gone this time.
Oh.
So
Is he?
Poor Bruce did take his mask off and like, it was Bruce Wayne all the time. Oh, all this time. I can't believe it.
no, it was Nightwing and them talking about it.
Okay.
But they do a really good job of like the voice actors and just the dialogue between Alfred and the other 4 working on things.
Kevin
Is Kevin
Conroy.
Conroy the voice of Batman?
No,
Oh.
I didn't recognize any of the voice actors in this.
Oh, well.
Does he sound like Batman?
You only hear him a couple of times, so he doesn't really. I mean, he's Batman,
Yeah.
but most of the time you hear him, he's talking as Bruce Wayne.
You're not supposed to know who doesn't. So.
Anyways, I'll go on to my news.
Okay.
Warzone 1 will be going offline on November 16th.
Good.
For 12 days.
Good.
Who cares?
Because they said because they wanted to make sure that the servers or whatever could handle the launch of Warzone 2.
Whatever. Moving on. What else you got?
The cosmetics definitely will not be carrying over officially according to Activision.
No surprise there. They want your money.
But that's all my Warzone stuff I had. We'll move on to the Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Ah, yes, Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
That's the name of the FromSoft version of like a new Elden Ring kind of game that's coming out. I think they said February.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that there was an early like alpha test of it, and then they really talked about how with it being a martial arts like dynasty kind of stuff, they said the gameplay could really use some speeding up and more fluidness. And they said with this most recent beta that it's a lot faster and a lot smoother to where it fits more like a martial arts kind of fighting game. And they said that makes it a lot better. Whereas like Elden Ring was like sword and sandal kind of like hack and slash and stuff like that. Where this will be a lot more like flips, sword fighting, kind of like the Crouching
Like
Tiger.
Destiny Warriors.
Well, yeah,
Or
kind of
Dynasty Warriors.
yeah, something kind of like that. A lot more fluid, like martial arts looking fights to it.
And this comes out in February?
Supposedly, yeah, February or March.
And it is FromSoft?
From what I understood, I had to double check, but I'm pretty sure it was from the same company that made Elden Ring.
And they still haven't done an expansion or anything.
No. And then my next bit of news is Lionsgate wants to make a AAA John Wick game.
Okay.
And then lastly, Battlefield 2042 is coming to Game Pass. They have an event coming up, I think, next month or something like that.
I'm shocked it took them this long to come to Game Pass.
They're coming out with an event the same time that Warzone comes out, pretty much.
They're like, hey, we were on Game Pass now. And everybody's going to be like, who cares? You guys suck this whole time.
So you want to wait till now to put your stuff on Game Pass.
Yeah, because they know if they do it next year when Call of Duty's owned by Xbox and on Game Pass. So, stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Battlefield's done.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know if they're done, but they're done right now.
Well,
until they come back out with something good.
That being said, Warzone is coming out next week on Wednesday.
Yes.
So we will probably do a special for our next recording. This will, by the time you hear this, Warzone will be out. So we'll probably do a special recording for our next week, talking about our Warzone adventures. Yes, I'm calling it now. Warzone Adventures.
Warzone Adventures.
All right. And
Mitch, Tom, Mitch, and Hayden.
I worked 3 days of overtime.
Mitch will find time to play with us. He's doing it for the podcast.
Do it for the pod.
I work every night when y'all are off.
You just take your Xbox. All right. That's it for this week's episode. Goodbye from Mitch.
Bye.
Goodbye from Tom.
Bye, Tom.
And goodbye from me. And goodbye.